This is Highly Unqualified with your hosts, Graham Tugend, Spencer Bailey, and Hollis Phillips. Let's get right into it. So, podcast.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Finally. Can't wait.
Well, it's June 30th right now, and if you play PC games, you probably know that Overwatch is like the latest and greatest trend, and the competitive mode just came out, and I think we're all really excited. We're ready to see our ratings and see how we compare against each other, even though we all know who's gonna have the highest rating. Graham?
Spencer.
Has anyone actually played it yet?
I've
you guys
played
betas.
4
I think
games.
Me and Graham,
Yeah.
we played three.
Three or
We
four.
lost the first one, and then we won the next two. So we're doing okay.
Yeah, we're doing okay.
There was a glitch actually where it showed no one in the game had a ranking, because the way it works, it shows like your level and your skill ranking, and it showed Graham's level, and it said he had a skill ranking of 64, which doesn't sound very impressive, but that's like really good, and he hadn't even played any matches yet.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it was just the pre-MMR or the game just bugged. I have no idea. But I checked on Twitter some of the pro players that went like 9-1 or 10-0. They're all around 60, 63, 64.
Yeah, so there's no way that you have a 64.
Yeah, there's no way that's accurate.
What did you have in the beta? Because I had a 42.
I
in the
had a
beta.
47, 48, something around there just from placements.
And we're like pretty above average players, so
Yeah.
a 64 would be.
Is this out of 100?
This is out of
this
100,
rating?
but it's
Okay.
not. The ladder isn't fully up to the 100 standard yet because it's still filling with enough players to fill the lower ranks.
Okay.
And they said that it's almost impossible to get a 100 or a 0.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be really hard to get to the top and the bottom. Like, you have to be dirt trash to get to 0.
And to get 100, you have to win every...
You have to win every
single
game for probably 20 games in a row from 90 to 100.
And it pairs you with people who are your skill levels, so there's no way you're going to win every game.
Exactly.
The developers are really open about how things are working.
I love that.
And in one of the text posts they released, the main guide, do you know his name? It's,
Kaplan? Jeff Kaplan?
yeah,
Is that
Kaplan, yeah.
I think
He
that's
used to be the main World of Warcraft developer.
I'll miss
Now he's over at Overwatch.
I miss him.
And he was talking about how I completely lost my train of thought. He was talking about that.
Yeah, he was talking about competitive and how it was going to work completely, and just the inner lookings into the system. That's not something you really see often from game developers, like how their system works in and out, because they just don't like to give it away. I don't know what it is, but Jeff Kaplan seems to be turning the Blizzard Overwatch team into a very open, transparent thing. And from what I've seen from the Reddit and Twitter response, everyone loves it.
Yeah, definitely. You've got the old school RuneScape team, though. If
They're
anyone
great.
listening plays old school RuneScape, you know their team, it's like 9 guys.
Yeah.
And the way that they do updates is every week they have a poll. So they say, what do you want in the game? And you tell them, and that's what they do. It's completely transparent. I wish every game was like that.
Yeah, the voting, it's crazy how no other game has done that system before. But I guess for old school RuneScape, it really works because the majority of the community is old people who have already seen the mistakes of RuneScape 3 and the old RuneScape 2. So they already know what's going to work and what's not.
Yeah.
So in a new community where the majority of it is casual players, I can see it not working, but in old school RuneScape, since it's such a grindy game, you don't have many straight up casuals. So
What have you guys voted for?
I voted on every poll. It's like you get 20 plus options on every one.
Okay.
Yeah. I think a game that should have done that is Minecraft.
Minecraft, definitely.
Because it's such a simple game, and there's a mod for just about everything. But when it was fresh, like pre-alpha,
Pre-alpha, we
you know,
played. Yeah.
they could have gone like leaps and bounds above the progression they took if they just said, "Hey, what do y'all want?"
They definitely could have. But at the same time, I think they ended up pretty well getting bought by Microsoft for
Pretty
what,
well,
$3 billion?
Something like that.
Notch made some crazy money.
Speaking of Notch, Notch's Twitter. Oh my God, this man, he's a billionaire and he doesn't do anything anymore. We're gonna pull up some of his tweets right now. They're ridiculous.
See what this guy's
He
doing.
goes on rants against feminists all the time.
It's great, and just bad journalist. He's marked himself as the person to fight for game developers who come under fire for things that might be considered anti-PC, like not making a female main character, and
Yeah.
people like some super PC journalist bashes them for that, and then Notch takes it upon himself to go protect his fellow game
Yeah.
developer. He's really taken up that mantle.
Yeah, he's really got this even in his description of his Twitter. I love you even if you disagree with me. I'll be rude, sure, but I still love you.
What a nice man.
Very straightforward, man.
What a nice man.
There's one tweet that I just know off memory. It's a feminist, and she's talking about mansplaining. And he just goes outright and says, "All right, you cunt." Like, just very straightforward.
At Moonpiece, give him a few balls of the same size and ask him to stack them.
What a man.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either, but I feel like he should be offended.
He's not afraid to say anything.
Oh. Okay.
Why there's no circles in Minecraft.
Okay. It wasn't
okay.
that offensive. It was just a 6-year-old boy.
Yeah.
That just
Oh.
goes to show, take it out of context, and you never know what's gonna happen.
Another thing about Notch is, he's got these billions of dollars. He can do anything he wants. And he tweets about how he's always bored and he has nothing to do and his life sucks. If I had $1 billion, I guarantee you right now that I would be doing everything.
I find it hard to believe that a billionaire's life can suck.
Exactly.
Especially because I don't think he was rich before Minecraft necessarily.
Not at all.
So
Yeah.
you would think that drastic jump in lifestyle, he'd find something to do. Because I find that most people, when you go from poor to rich, you appreciate your money a lot more
Yeah.
than if you're
Definitely.
born rich. So he must just not be looking for things to do.
Yeah.
You should have a long list of stuff to go do and just like go take on the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Go try as many things as you can.
Like, I don't have to go to school anymore. I don't have to work for the rest of my life.
Exactly.
You bet your ass I'm going to every national park in America and just camping out for a bit. Just
Exactly.
chilling.
Get a private jet. Get a guy to fly you around. So who's that guy?
My dad's friend.
Yeah, tell him about your dad's friend.
My dad has this friend from high school, and he wanted to be an Air Force pilot, but he was colorblind with like one color. So apparently they won't let you in the Air Force for that to be a pilot. So now he flies around big rock stars such as Alan Jackson.
Oh.
And literally, he will just take him to vacation where he is vacationing, and get paid to vacation, and then go back home.
What a man.
The
Does he have
only
a
bad.
family?
Yeah, he has family.
Oh,
yeah.
that.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, the bad part about that is, though, you're away from your family a lot.
Unless he trains his wife and kids to also be.
They can have a whole
pilots.
fleet.
They can have the family fleet of flying rock
It's like,
stars.
all right, Tina, you take this plane. Little Johnny, get in the helicopter. Follow behind Mommy and Daddy.
Little Johnny, you got Jay-Z. We're going to the Bahamas, kids.
The Bahamas would be bumping.
They beat Disney every year. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Oh.
Disney's only fun, like, the first time you go.
As a
Yeah.
kid, unless like Universal can be fun, but like I live in Florida, we've gone a few times. It just gets,
Yeah.
it gets.
I mean,
Six Flags, on the other hand, though.
Six Flags never
I
gets.
can't go to
boring.
Six Flags.
Why, dude? You
I
don't
will
like
just
roller
throw
coasters?
up. I will
Oh.
get sick.
I love.
The first one I
coasters.
ever went on was Goliath.
Oh.
It's the biggest one at Six Flags
That
over
was your
Georgia.
first
Longest.
First roller coaster.
First
Longest
roller
ever.
coaster. Oh my god, you started off at the best.
Yeah, dude. I was with my friend Hannah, and she was jokingly like, "You want me to hold your hand?" I was like, "Yes,
Yes.
yes, I do."
Yes,
That's because
please.
she's hot.
Well, yeah, but you can see the entire park at the very top of this ride, and you look like straight down. It's scary. It really is.
Would you say it maybe made the other roller coasters feel less to you, or?
Oh, definitely. After that, I was like, I can take on anything now.
Yeah, I'm a man now.
Yeah. I still want to try acrophobia. They
I've
point
heard
you
of it.
face down, and they drop you. You're connected to this big piston, though, so like once you get to the bottom, the pressure builds up and it stops you from hitting the ground.
Just imagine the one day that breaks.
It's just a free fall, though. That would be awful.
Man, that's like the Tower of Doom or whatever.
Tower of
Disney.
Terror,
Tower
yeah.
of Terror. That's it. It has to
Oh, is that the
rhyme.
one where you just drop?
Yeah,
Like
you just drop from 50 stories up.
They have one.
But you're not
over-
pointing towards the ground, so it's
Which-
not spooky.
Yeah, that's true. But what's the one in? I can't remember where it is. The Superman where you just drop, but you're on like the outside of the ring.
That's also
Yeah.
Six Flags. Yeah.
Yeah, which Six Flags is that at?
Texas.
I think it's at Texas. Yeah,
Over Texas.
Yeah.
That's the one I've been to, and they had that there.
That's a
That
scary
was-
one.
That is a scary one. Oh man. What a good day. What a
Yeah,
good day for
it has been a
podcasts.
good
What a
day.
good day for gaming. I'm so hyped about competitive Overwatch. I really want to think I'm good at the game, but at the same time, I know I'm not amazing, but I'm probably better than average.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm fine with that.
It's hard to judge how good you are too, unless you're coming from Team Fortress. Then you kind of know what's up. But if you're coming from Call of Duty or Halo, where the big statistic is your kill-death ratio, right? How many
Oh,
kills, how many
exactly.
deaths. Overwatch doesn't even have kills. They have eliminations. And say if all three of us damage a guy and he dies, we all get the same credit for that.
I think that's smart. It takes a lot of the individual mentality when you play the game. You're like, I gotta get the best
Yeah.
KDA.
Yeah.
It kind of forces you to work as a team.
It de-incentivizes kill whoring.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You
all
work as a
those-
team.
And all those self-centered people out there that just care about their own kills.
Now you can be
Yeah.
a Mercy or a Lucio. Like, you can be
Yeah.
the support character and just kind of shoot out your pistol occasionally and get gold eliminations.
Yeah.
Support. level.
Unless you're like Graham over here and get all 5 medals
You know,
as Lucio.
no
Just,
big deal.
You know.
I love Lucio, man. He's such a fun character. Like the mobility. The mobility
Yeah.
is the only reason he seems ridiculously good to me.
Yeah, you can move the same speed in every direction. Is the
Yeah.
big thing.
And you can mouse wheel, like the mouse wheel hopping. I mean, you bind your alternate jump to your mouse wheel, and you just scroll down constantly and constantly jump.
Yeah, and when you jump fast as Lucio and you're up against a wall, you actually run along the wall.
Yeah.
So when you're on an objective, you can just run around it. You're hard to hit.
I forget what the map is called, but like nighttime map. There's a pillar in the middle of the building. I strafe
yeah.
along the top of the pillar. And the thing is, you don't have to be on the ground to hold the objective. I think you just need to have touched the ground and then be in the
Yeah.
circle. I think because Farah and Winston, when you jump into a thing, it doesn't count if you're in the air, like to stop it.
Yeah.
It only counts if you touch the ground and then go into the air.
Yeah.
So it's some kind of system like that.
Yeah, I'm a fair kind of guy. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah,
Probably got
so
the most time
as
on there.
Lucio, you can stand, you can touch the ground, then jump on the pillar and just jump around the top for minutes. And unless they have someone with an AoE or a push or a Winston, they won't kill you.
Yeah. Another good map for that is the one that has the hole in the middle of the objective.
Oh, yeah. I
That is
love
so much fun. It's getting Lucio and running around the middle.
Oh yeah.
It's almost impossible to find and kill
Yeah,
that
it's
Lucio.
really hard.
Like, why are we still in overtime?
Exactly. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. And then you see the entire team. They have to aim down into the circle to kill the Lucio, and your team just comes from behind and pushes them in.
Exactly.
My one hate as Lucio though is Reinhardt. Reinhardt's my hate for most characters actually. His
hammer must be 10 feet
hammer
long.
Seems
Yeah.
ridiculously long. I don't know what.
You just gotta add the arms to it.
You
Yeah,
gotta
you
add
don't
the
think
arms.
think about
Like
that, but he's
you
going.
just see the hammer. I
Yeah.
think what he does is he holds the hammer like close to him,
Yeah.
but then when he swings it, he throws it upwards 10 feet, grabs the bottom, then swings
Yeah.
it. Because man, this hammer is
He's got that high choke.
you
when
can't
he's-
get
when
it.
he's
Yeah,
walking around.
exactly. Once he hits you, you know you pretty much won't be able to get out of range of
Yeah.
the rest of the hits unless you have some kind of speed boost or a jump.
Yeah.
And then he'll just charge you.
Then he'll just charge you and pin you, and his pin is
I
so
just go
good.
for as much damage as quick as possible and accept my death.
Yeah, exactly. I get behind the Reinhardt shield, kill the Bastion that is inevitably right behind him, and get out because that Reinhardt will kill me 90% of the time.
And if there's not a bastion there, they're not doing it right.
Exactly. If there's not a Bastion or a Turbulent turret or a Hanzo, you're a failure.
Yeah.
You're a failure.
And a good tip for killing that Bastion, you know, when he's standing up, he has the blue head on top, but when he folds into turret mode, the head isn't on the front, it's like on the back top.
Oh, does that still count as a headshot?
Yeah, there's a little blue light on the back of the turret, and that's a critical.
I actually
Yeah,
never
right
knew
there.
that. Thanks.
Aim for the pretty lights, boys.
Aim for the pretty lights. There, smile away. There we go. That's why I love Hanzo for. Everyone's always said in the community that Widowmaker just outshines Hanzo ridiculously, but I've never been that good at Widowmaker, I guess. Hanzo just seems to be my character.
You're just a bad Widow and a really good Hanzo.
Yeah, I traded off.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, what did I... Opposite? I said
Opposite.
that really weird.
Opposite.
God.
But man, Hanzo is my go-to. He can just take out anyone. That Reinhardt, you just get behind him,
Yeah.
shoot. Because with the E, if you shoot at the ground, the projectiles have nowhere to go but up. So if you shoot at someone's feet, they all go up into them and just kill them. Almost any champion will die from it.
Speaking of shooting up, with Hanzo and Junkrat, a strat you can do is when you're the defending team on a payload mission, you can stand in front of the door that the attacking team comes out of, and if you time it just right, if you aim up in the air with your bow or with your Junkrat little launcher thing, straight up in the air, they'll come back down. And you can shoot like 10 arrows up in the air, then run away. And if you time it right, they'll land on the people as they're coming out. And you can just kill people, and they'll have no idea how it's happening.
I've gone at most probably 2 kills from that, but it definitely stops the momentum when they first come out that door. Because sometimes they'll just come out that door, push you right back to your objective. And if you can hold that beginning spot, what happens is you kill those 2 people, and now you're left with 4. And if you kill those, then the other 2 will spawn in, and they come in waves that way instead of as one force, and it's much easier to hold. Because at least in quick play, at the low levels, because it's still kind of the beginning of the game, no one realizes you have to group as a team, really. Or if they do, your team's not going to listen. 90% of the time, your team's not going to listen. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. You push behind a Reinhardt shield as a team, and you will be A-okay.
We're talking about getting out of that door, with stopping the momentum with Hanzo. One thing that you should always do, even if you don't want a Lucio on your team for that map, the very beginning of the match, someone whatever healer you have, tell them to switch to Lucio for the very beginning push, so you can run fast and get out of that door. And then once Lucio dies, switch to whatever healer you want. You got to be not afraid to switch heroes during the game.
That definitely.
I think people get stuck onto one hero, not just for one game, but they'll main a hero.
Yeah, I really think maining in Overwatch is not the way to go. Because sure, you might end up good at the champion, but that won't matter if it's against a team comp or something that just completely counters you.
And people know how to counter. It's the most important thing.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be able to counter switch to the enemy's team comp. As offense, what you usually do is you do defense, sorry. You wait for the offense to show their characters, and you switch to counter them as a comp, if you have a whole team together, because that will effectively just shut them down.
Yeah, it's kind of like chess, because once they switch, you might switch, then they might switch again. It's just trying to stay ahead of your opponent. But then again, it really does come down to skill.
It comes down to skill and coordination. Coordination in Overwatch is ridiculously underprized, at least in solo queue. Games like this seem to outshine even the teamwork of games like CSGO. I don't know what it is, but it definitely seems teamwork is the key to this game.
Yeah, I think it's because the main game mode in CSGO, of course, is search and destroy. Yeah, you only have one life. So you kind of want to protect yourself almost. Yeah. But with Overwatch, you have infinite lives, and you just kind of want to push, help your teammates.
Yeah, it's a different philosophy behind playing the game itself.
Yeah, it's like they almost subconsciously are getting you to just play as a team,
which is great.
Knowing it,
I love that, and that is something you find in Blizzard games. I found, at least in World of Warcraft with Battlegrounds. There's not much you can do as a solo player in a 40v40. You have to work as a team. And that's led to some interesting situations in World of Warcraft because of the lack of voice communication and just I don't know what it is, but people know they have to work together, but they really don't want to.
There's always that one warlock who thinks he can 1v1 everybody and just runs off and gets his ass killed.
Yeah, he never can. He never can 1v1 everyone. He's trying to be Kobrak. It doesn't work.
The worst is when you're in a BG, and it's that starting. Is it Warsong Gulf?
Yeah,
Warsong
Gulch.
Gulch. Whatever the word is, and you're spawning in that graveyard up on the cliff, and the other team is just dominating you.
Oh my god.
You cannot leave.
You can't leave the graveyard. Graveyard.
The Alliance side, is that? The
Yeah.
Alliance? Yeah.
The Alliance and the Horde, you can do it to both sides. It is it is painful. When you're just that badly outmatched, you feel it. You feel it. That's another thing I like about Overwatch is their matchmaking system seems to be very even. The problem with BGs was you could get paired against a 20-man team going together, and every time they will dominate you.
And the way Overwatch queuing works, so you have a group of 3, and you end up queuing with 3 randoms on your team. It'll try and pair your team of a group of 3 and 3 randoms up against a group of 3 and 3 randoms.
Exactly.
It tries to be fair with everything it does.
And since Overwatch they have what 10 million copies sold now, something like that.
I think that might
don't
only
know.
be PC.
That might only
That
be
sounds like
PC.
an only PC number. It's kind of a small number.
Yeah, but that you have so much to pick from, so much to choose from, so many teammates possible. The game has really exploded. It actually passed League of Legends in the Korean coffee shops, and that game has been on top for 5 years.
It's impressive.
There's been no beating League of Legends, but now Overwatch came out, and Blizzard hit another gold mine. I swear, every time they make a game,
You know,
it's legendary.
Heroes of the Storm wasn't
Okay, yeah.
that good.
I forgot about Heroes of the Storm.
And then StarCraft is kind of fading away.
But
that whole genre of games, though,
yes,
is kind of fading away.
You have to admit, when they made Warcraft, when they made StarCraft, they were phenomenons.
I think StarCraft is my most played game ever.
Yeah, it is. StarCraft 1 was such a hit in Korea. It started entire TV channels dedicated to
That's crazy.
esports. It was the first major esport. I'm
That's
pretty sure it was StarCraft or Warcraft. That was the first major esport.
Yeah. You know, speaking of esports on TV, I was watching TBS the other day, and there was a Counter-Strike tournament on TBS. That's a major major TV channel, and there was Counter-Strike on there.
Turner Broadcasting, which is TBS, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. They made a deal with E-League, I think it is, to stream their games, and that's just something you would not have seen 5 years ago.
Definitely.
In
not.
America.
Yeah.
In Korea, that is standard, but here in America, our culture is so geared against gaming for the most part, from adults at least.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
But now that we have people who have gamed their entire lives getting into that field where they have power and stuff, they see that, wait, everyone loves this. Games are billions of dollars of industry each year. Why don't we market into this? Because that's where advertising goes now. You can't advertise to a kid in a newspaper. No kids opening up the newspaper and saying, "Oh, look, it's Sam's Club. Let's go buy something."
Yeah.
Unless you're walking by the kitchen table and you just glance over and happen to see something that
And it's like, "Mom,
strikes your eye,
Mom."
tickles your fancy,
Yeah.
No, I just gotta have it.
No, you gotta get that new Call of Duty game. Gotta get that new Battlefield 1.
Is there anything that y'all don't like about Overwatch?
Honestly,
I've been trying to think about it this
I
whole time, and I couldn't think of one
can't
thing.
think of one thing. It might be one of the only games I've played where there's no complaint except the usual, oh my god, this champion killed me, he's so overpowered.
Yeah.
But that's an in the moment thing. When you think about it, Overwatch is one of the most balanced out of the gate games I've ever played.
That's true.
That might have something to do with the fact that they had a beta that was a year long.
Yeah, it was a year long.
And then they released the patch that it turned McCree's right-click ability from 70 damage a bullet to 40 damage a bullet, and that made it to where you couldn't just go kill a Reinhardt in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then they made Widowmaker more headshot oriented, so you couldn't just one-shot body shot people.
Which is very good.
After those 2 things happened, the first week of the game, it's balanced. I don't know.
Are there any complaints anyone has so far with balance?
Not really.
I don't think so. I think maybe May's freezing could do with a tune. Like maybe make it 0.5 seconds longer till freeze. Just the tiniest bit, because right now it seems like I think it is with one champion. You can get 2 shots off, but that's not enough to kill her. You need the 3rd shot, and right now you're like in mid animation and then you're frozen. That's for most champions. Like you can almost kill her, but not quite once she's on you.
Like if you're someone like Widowmaker, or that's a bad example. Who's someone who has no like abilities to move fast?
Hanzo?
Yeah, Hanzo.
He
Hanzo.
can climb walls, but he can't like move fast.
Yeah, he can't move fast. Yeah, if you're Hanzo, there's like no way to get away. Sure, if you're Widowmaker, you might be able to like grappling hook somewhere, but that's not gonna work.
Yeah, like immobile champions, I know that's their counter. Like you need to have a counter for immobile champions, but the freeze seems to be too much when she can freeze you, which is good for CC wise. There's not much CC in the game, which I think was another good decision.
Yeah.
But her also being able to one-shot headshot you with her right click after you're frozen, that's what makes it a little over-tuned, I think.
Yeah, it'd be different if there's another champion coming in to give the kill.
Yeah, but like CC into immediate death for anyone that's not a tank, pretty much, that seems a little too much for me.
Yeah, well, normally when I'm going up against a Mei, I switch to Reaper, because right when you...
you just kill her.
Was it left shift?
Yeah, left shift.
Yeah, you just go, like, invisible.
That's the go-to Reaper. Like, that's the stereotype for Reapers.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in the slightest amount of danger. Left shift.
Left shift.
Okay.
Suck it.
For balancing Mei, I have a way you could do it possibly, but let me ask this first. What's the difference between shields and armor? I know one of them is taken away completely before you take damage, and one of them like reduces the amount of damage you take for each hit. I think that's armor.
I think that's
I think
that's
armor.
Armor.
The
armor,
blue on your health bar.
No,
Armor's
shields. Yeah, armor is yellow. Shields are blue.
Because when Trobjorn drops the armor, it's a yellow brick.
Yeah, it would make sense that armor would take away like half the damage or so.
What if when you're frozen, that counts as so much armor?
Yeah.
So you take less damage from the headshot, for example, and then
that's good.
When you're unfrozen, that armor goes away, or they do so much damage, it
that's
breaks the
really
armor
smart.
over time. Anyways,
Yeah, because when you're frozen, you're in like a shield of ice around you. So that would be really smart, because it'd give a reason, like,
sense.
hey, maybe I shouldn't freeze this guy because my team's on top of him.
Yeah.
He might live now.
Yeah.
That's really good. I hadn't
That
even
would
thought of
really
that.
change the way people
Yeah,
play Mei.
that'd change.
You listening, Kaplan?
Yeah, you listening, buddy? I like that. I like that a lot. Just, it'd have to be a small number of a shield, but enough so that she can't one-shot headshot you with the right click.
Yeah.
That fix it, I think.
It'd be worth testing out.
Yeah, it'd be worth testing. I don't know how that'd work in the overall balance of the game, but I definitely think...
I'm worried about the balance once they start adding more characters.
Yeah, but I mean, I have faith in Blizzard. They've done a good job so far. They might not have the best track record with balancing with new things between StarCraft and World of Warcraft.
If you've ever played Diablo multiplayer or PvP, that is the most unbalanced thing.
I don't think that was meant to be balanced.
No.
I think they're like, hey, let's add PvP. Oh wait, this was a terrible decision. Let's abandon this completely and leave them all to die.
Yeah.
But and WoW, when Wrath of the Lich King came out, Death Knights were the most overpowered motherfuckers ever. You go into an arena and they have the new legendary sword Shadowmourne, and they will kill you every time.
Yeah. Like, I was a fire mage and you were a death knight.
I was a death knight.
What kind? What was your specialization?
I was Frost at that time.
We're not very good at arenas, especially me. Graham, you're pretty good at arenas, but I'm not very good. We had like an 1800 rating though.
Yeah.
Just because the Death Knights were so good.
I could 1v2. I like legitimately 1v2 for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, phone call.
The
Oh, you're
government
good.
calling again.
Is it the government?
Government.
They're listening in on our podcast.
As always.
First subscriber.
First subscriber. Yeah, we got a subscriber calling in. Hey there. No. Okay, we're good.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, like Death Knights at the time, It was ridiculous. There's not many things, at least in current WoW, that can legitimately 1v2 up to 1800.
No.
But it's possible, but you have to be like one of the top rated players to be able to pull it off. I was a shitty like 2K at my highest rated player and I could pull it off.
Yeah, it has to be the right combinations of classes. Like a protection warrior might be able to 1v2 like 2 fire mages.
Yeah.
Especially right now, because fire mages used to be good, but now they're not. I hate it.
Fire mages, it was one of my favorites. But it never did too well. Wow. WoW really has hit a strut in the road. It's not strut in the road.
A fork in the road.
Fork.
Well,
not
no,
not
that
fork
means
in the road. That means
a bump in the road.
A bump in the road.
They
That's
did a bump
it.
in the road,
That's
yeah.
it.
A giant pothole.
A giant pothole
Very
of 8
deep.
million lost subscribers hole. That's kind of what they hit. And then hopefully, I'm hoping to God that Legion is good, or else I'm afraid WoW has met its fate.
Yeah. What's
'Cause-
the level cap gonna be?
110.
110.
I feel like they should have
That's so
stopped
high.
it at 100.
That's so high.
I know, and like it's so uneven. Stopping it at 100 seems to be like
Yeah.
they should have paced it differently so it ended at 100. That
It's like
feels
RuneScape
like the
being
ultimate.
138 or 120,
Yeah, like
126 before
Just
summoning.
it seems like a arbitrary number that like very random.
Well, you were talking about the subscriber loss in WoW, but in Overwatch, you know, the way they make money is really cool.
Yeah.
Wait, can you buy coins? Can you buy
Yeah, you
currency?
You can't buy coins itself.
Oh.
You can buy cases that can
Yeah.
drop coins.
There you go. Yeah. Just like a bunch of other new modern games, it's not pay to win, but it's pay to look cool.
Which I am perfectly fine
Yeah,
with.
they make money, we get cool stuff.
Exactly. Like, that's how the league system works. It's nothing you can... Well, runes, which I think was a mistake. But, like, it's mostly skins you buy with real money.
Mm-hmm.
And that... I really think that microtransaction version of the game... When it first was introduced, people were like, oh, great, it's another, like, phone game microtransaction. But, really, that helps the community.
Yeah.
Because especially for a free game like League, that they made $1 billion last year in microtransactions from League, and that's a
Impressive.
free game.
Impressive.
That is extremely impressive. Now Overwatch, they get $40 or $60, depending on what version of the game you get, plus any microtransactions you get. But the thing is, with Overwatch right now, since they have a limited champion pool, they're limited to the amount of skins they have. So. And it's completely RNG. You can't just buy the skin you want unless you open cases and get a lot of coins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like FIFA. You gotta buy your little card pack.
Yeah,
open
and
it,
hope you get what you
it's
want.
A hope. So.
But that's what CSGO has, and they made bank. CSGO, League, Overwatch, all these games with microtransactions, they're all making bank. Not because the common person who, on average, will probably spend about $5 to $10 on microtransaction. It's because the couple people, the whales, I think they're called in the industry, that will spend thousands of dollars just to look cool.
Yeah, gotta get that gut knife or
Gotta
whatever.
get that
Yeah.
gut knife. Gotta get those knives.
I couldn't live with myself if I spent thousands of dollars on some skins.
People like Phantom Lord, who just gave away $100,000 worth of skins the other day.
What?
It was $100,000 giveaway.
Was that stuff given to him though?
Some of it was given, some of it was won, some of it was opened.
Oh my.
It was just what he had.
That's
Wow.
unbelievable.
Yeah. That man. I personally am not a huge fan of the stream because he's all yelly and screamy.
You like Ice Poseidon though.
Yeah, I love Ice Poseidon. I love Ice Poseidon, but it's a different kind of yelly and screamy, you know? I love Ice Poseidon, man. I really think that Ice Poseidon's one of the better streamers on Twitch nowadays.
He's like chill but energetic.
Yeah, he's
instead of like excited and energetic and in your face all the time.
yeah, he doesn't get mad either. That's it. He's chill. I like that. I like that a lot.
A good word.
It reminds me of old soda poppin' back in the days. Those were the days.
Yeah.
Early
Alright,
days.
well, we've been rambling on for a while, so I guess that's it for now.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it for today's podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you very much.
This has been Highly Unqualified.
Tune in next time.